There are certain moves and spots in WWE that are insanely difficult to pull off correctly. These are moves which usually take a ton of practice to perfect, and sometimes the wrestlers themselves don't even land the move with 100% accuracy until they do it live. These types of moves range from insane feats of athleticism to unbelievable showcases of strength, endurance, and willpower. Bianca Belair is well established as being one of the strongest women in WWE history, and a match at the 2023 Backlash event was a great showcase of her strength. Belair would collide with Io Sky in an outstanding matchup, and the majority of the match was focused on Sky working on Belair's arm. Later in the match, Belair would attempt a gorilla press slam with just one single arm, and somehow she managed to execute it. Sky did have a rough landing, but she was said to be fine, which was a true miracle as it was a scary spot. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 was an acclaimed event by many, and one of the highlights of the event was the NXT North American title match between Adam Cole and Ricochet. During the match, Ricochet would attempt to execute a trademark springboard moonsault, and this was when Cole countered by delivering a picture-perfect superkick. The margin of error for this spot was so slim, and if Cole was just 1 second off, the spot wouldn't have worked. The 2023 Royal Rumble featured a ton of exciting moments, but following the Men's Rumble match, fans were mainly talking about the infamous spot between Logan Paul and Ricochet. During the match, both men would springboard at the exact same time and collide in the middle of the ring. This was truly breathtaking, but the chances of landing this correctly, and more importantly landing the spot safely, were very slim. The second match of night one of WrestleMania 39 was truly special as four teams collided in a showcase match. Whilst nothing was at stake, all 8 competitors wanted to steal the show, and each respective wrestler did everything they could to make the match matter. One notable spot in the match made the crowd come alive, and it featured Chad Gable performing a rolling German suplex on the much larger Braun Strowman. This received one of the largest ovations of the entire WrestleMania weekend, and it was a clear sign that Gable, despite being one of the shortest wrestlers on the WWE roster, is able to deliver astonishing acts of strength. WrestleMania 25 featured one of the most beloved matches in WWE history, as The Undertaker faced off against Shawn Michaels. There are several spots in the match that elevated the storyline on display, but it was the final spot in the match which is often discussed when dissecting the elements of what made the match work. To bring the classic match to a close, HBK would attempt a moonsault, and this was when the dead man managed to capture HBK mid-air and deliver a sinister tombstone piledriver. This spot could have gone horribly wrong as the timing had to be just right, and the dead man had to be in precise position to safely catch Michaels. WrestleMania 31 was an acclaimed WrestleMania event, and one of the reasons for this high praise was because Randy Orton and Seth Rollins delivered a spot which seemed to be impossible. During the final moments of their match, Rollins would attempt a signature curb stomp, and this was when Rollins was hoisted into the air, only for Orton to intercept with an RKO. It was only by chance that the two former world champions pulled off the spot correctly. According to Rollins, during rehearsals, they were unable to safely execute the spot, despite trying several times to get it right. Instead of abandoning the spot altogether, they decided to try it live, and thankfully it worked even better than they could have ever imagined. Randy Orton has delivered some iconic RKOs out of nowhere throughout his decorated career, and one of the most celebrated occurred in 2010 on Raw. Bourne was getting set to perform a shooting star press on Orton, and this is when Orton countered it in mid-air and delivered a devastating RKO. The spot was magnificent, and the fans were speechless in reaction to how Orton performed this without a substantial botch. A Ruthless Aggression era was known for matches that put a focus on in-ring action, as names such as Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, and Shawn Michaels all participated in Elite Classics seemingly on a monthly basis. One of these classic matches took place on free TV on Raw in 2005. HBK was wrestling Shelton Benjamin, and this match saw one of the smartest match finishes ever delivered on WWE. Benjamin would attempt a springboard, and this was when the HBK delivered a sweet chin music out of nowhere. Out of nowhere spots weren't really a thing in WWE back in 2005, so it was truly wonderful to see. Two former stablemates collided at the 2016 Money in the Bank event as Seth Rollins took on Roman Reigns for the WWE World title. This match is arguably one of the best matches of their respective careers, and the match featured a particular spot that made the Las Vegas crowd lose their minds. As Reigns was about to finish Rollins off with a spear, Rollins managed to intercept and catch Reigns with a pedigree in midair. The spot could have gone badly wrong, but Rollins managed to master his timing and the spot went ahead without a hitch. It's been replicated a few times since 2016, but it hasn't been executed in the same manner, and the initial spot from 2016 will always be looked upon as the original variation of the ingenious counter. In 2013, during a match on Raw, Sheamus lifted the Big Show onto his shoulders. This show of strength was truly incredible, and the trust that Big Show had to have in Sheamus to safely lift him can't be understated. Sheamus would then fall backwards, and this could have been a spot in which could have gone horribly wrong, but thankfully it didn't. That's it from today. Watch more videos showing on the screen, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.